To the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs, and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment.
Developing now, new details are emerging about the FBI raid on homes owned by rapper P. Diddy.
Is that a doll?
Hold onto your seats because the latest scoop on Diddy is wild. The FBI just searched his properties, and what they found is jaw-dropping. It turns out that Diddy's been hosting outrageous parties known as freak-offs. But the real shocker is in the details of what these events involved and how he managed to keep it all under wraps for so long. Let's dive in. If you thought Diddy's parties were intense before, wait until you hear about the stash of freak-off supplies found at his mansions. We're talking about enough baby oil to fill a slip and slide, mysterious firearms, and believe it or not tapes he allegedly used to blackmail people. Buckle up, because we're about to dissect every scandalous detail of what the FBI uncovered, and how it's finally unraveling Diddy's carefully guarded empire.so. How did it come to this? How did one of the biggest names in music end up at the center of a federal investigation that's dominating headlines? It all began with allegations that Diddy was hosting drug-fueled, freaky parties. But when the FBI raided his homes in Miami and Los Angeles in March 2024, they found evidence that went far beyond rumors. What did they uncover, and how can Diddy possibly explain this? For decades, Diddy has lived a glamorous life, throwing legendary parties and becoming a music mogul. But behind the fame, there were whispers about darker things happening at his gatherings. Multiple sources claim that Diddy hosted freak-off parties, wild, multi-day orgies where anything goes. And these weren't just about fun, they allegedly involved drugs, coercion, and other shady activities. At first, these were just rumors until the FBI got involved. During the raid, federal agents reportedly discovered over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Yes, you read that right, 1,000 bottles. If that wasn't eyebrow-raising enough, they also found 3 illegal AR-15 rifles with missing serial numbers, a stash of drugs, and secret tapes Diddy supposedly used to blackmail partygoers. Apparently, Diddy had a whole team managing these freak-off parties, complete with extra linens, drugs, and all that baby oil.
As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-off.
These weren't ordinary gatherings, they were multi-day benders where guests would get so out of control that medical staff had to administer IV fluids. And it gets even darker. The FBI believes Diddy used these events to blackmail attendees by recording everything, then using the tapes to keep them quiet. According to the indictment, Diddy used his business empire to fund and protect these wild parties. But these freak-offs weren't for the faint-hearted. Some guests had no idea what they were getting into and were reportedly shocked by the intensity. Picture multi-day orgies with IV drips, endless baby oil, and drugs to keep the party going. And apparently, Diddy was in full control until the FBI came knocking. To make matters even wilder, it wasn't just about party supplies and tapes. The FBI claims that Diddy also used violence and intimidation to keep people in line. They suspect he used those AR-15s to scare guests and employees into silence, even threatening them when they tried to speak out.
You know, so if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
If you thought Diddy's story couldn't get any wilder, hold on tight because this is giving mafia vibes. With all this coming to light, it's hard to see how he'll talk his way out. Let's discuss the weapons for a moment, because this isn't just about a couple of unregistered firearms. The feds found 3 AR-15s with serial numbers scratched off a major red flag. And that's not all. They also seized a drum magazine, a high-capacity clip typically seen with military-grade weapons. So on top of allegedly throwing wild freak-off parties, Diddy was reportedly armed to the teeth, a disaster waiting to happen. But here's where things get even darker. Beyond the baby oil and drugs, it's the secret tapes that are truly raising eyebrows. According to the indictment, Diddy had hidden cameras all over his homes, recording these wild parties. Some tapes are reportedly so explicit that they're being used as evidence of potential sex trafficking and coercion. Allegedly, these tapes feature major industry names, so if blackmail is involved as suspected, this case could explode into one of Hollywood's biggest scandals.
At this point, everyone knows Diddy's done. This isn't about Diddy. This is about anybody and everybody that went to that house or the other one, LA or Miami, that did anything after having 3, 4, 5 drinks, and you went to a room and you don't know what happened. You don't know what's recorded. Those guys who went to those parties they're all calling each other.
Social media, naturally, has gone wild. The 1,000 bottles of baby oil have practically become a meme. One user joked, 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Diddy's house must have looked like a Costco for freaks. Another quipped, so Diddy was running a freaky spa day. What's next? Candlelit IV drips while the jokes fly. People are genuinely shocked at how deep this seems to Go. But few are focusing on the serious charges of sex trafficking. Prosecutors allege that Diddy coerced women to participate in these parties through manipulation, drugs, and even threats. Some women reportedly tried to leave, but Diddy supposedly used his power and influence to keep them there. If these allegations hold, he could face serious prison time. Not to mention the blow to his legacy. So, what's next for Diddy? Things aren't looking good. With evidence mounting from tapes to guns to drugs, his legal team has a steep battle ahead. With charges ranging from racketeering to sex trafficking, Diddy could be facing serious jail time. And let's not forget, if those tapes leak, it won't be just Diddy going down. Many other big names could get caught in this scandal.
The sheer conversation for me is not easy. They're trying to slut him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Honestly, this is one of the wildest celebrity stories we've seen in a long time. One fan summed it up, "I can't believe Diddy's been living a double life like this. This is some Wolf of Wall Street meets Eyes Wide Shut craziness." And another said, "If Diddy goes down, Hollywood's about to implode. What do you all think? Is Diddy guilty of running these freaky, dangerous parties, or could he be getting set up?"
Yesterday, I had smoked something that Puff had gave me, and it was like it was as if I had partied like 3 nights straight. It was like, it was the craziest.
For all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens
white man.
to the white man.
Look, that guy is just...
It's so unfortunate. You gotta pull back though, so they can see.
Like, you're proud of that?
That's crazy. Matt, move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look. Would you? There's a drink on his head. And
I'm pretty sure you guys have all seen these videos that are just surfacing from Diddy. This is Diddy of him at a party and what he does to his guests at his parties. Check this one out. Look what he does. Look at him, Adam. It's just during the sun. The sun.
Get a fucking girl. Get a drink and some rock. Don't drink none of that other bullshit. Mother.
It's now been 1 week since the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy is now at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a place that's been described as hell on earth.
The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn has seen multiple deaths in recent years.
Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tea. And while you're here, check out our latest video on the wildest celebrity arrests of 2024. Trust me, you won't believe who's next in line for the handcuffs.